Hi, hello, and welcome to another interesting session on electromagnetic field theory and waves. In today's session, we'll see the Ampere's circuital law and one of its application. So let's get started. So as we already know, in electrostatics we have a law known as the Gauss law, which is used to obtain the electric field intensity and the electric flux density. Similarly, in magnetostatics, we can solve the problems by using a law known as the Ampere's circuital law. It is also known as the Ampere's work law. So this is the statement of the Ampere's circuital law. The line integral of the magnetic field intensity H around a closed path is equal to the direct current enclosed by that path. So if you write this in equation form, this is the closed integral of H dot dl. Here H is the magnetic field intensity, dl is the differential length of the element. So if you integrate this is equal to the direct current which is flowing through the closed path. So we can use this law to determine the value of the magnetic field intensity. So we'll see the proof of Ampere's circuital law. So here we need to consider a long straight current carrying conductor. So this is the long straight current carrying conductor. It is placed along the z-axis. Now around this we have a closed circular path of radius r. This is enclosing the straight current carrying conductor. We will consider another point P, which is at a perpendicular distance r from this conductor. So this is the distance from the current carrying conductor to this point P. Now we'll consider another term, which is dl at the point P, which is with tangential to the circular point at the point P. So here we need to consider the cylindrical coordinate system. So in cylindrical coordinate system, the differential length along the phi axis, here this is the phi axis because the closed circular path is along the phi axis, that is the angle. So differential length along the phi axis is equal to r into d phi into a phi. Now from the Biot-Savart law, we calculated the magnetic field intensity due to an infinitely long conductor. So this is the equation. H is equal to I divided by 2 pi r into a phi. So here if you take the dot product of H and dl, so H dot dl is equal to I divided by 2 pi r into a phi. Dot, in place of this dl, we need to write this equation r into d phi into a phi. So here I by 2 pi r a phi dot r into d phi into a phi. Now here a phi dot a phi is equal to 1 because it is the for same terms the dot product will be equal to 1. So a phi dot a phi is equal to 1. So here we have I divided by 2 pi r multiplied by r into d phi. If you cancel r and r, so I by 2 pi into d phi. This is left. Now integrate h dot dl over the entire closed path. So you take this equation and integrate over the entire closed path. Now here for the entire closed path, the angle of phi will be equal to 0 to 2 pi. As it is a complete circle, the angle will be 0 to 2 pi. So integral I by 2 pi into d phi between the limits 0 to 2 pi. Here I by 2 pi is a constant and integral of d phi is equal to phi. Apply the limits 0 to 2 pi. So here we get I into 2 pi by 2 pi. So if we cancel 2 pi and 2 pi, this is equal to I, which is the current carried by the conductor. So we started with this H dot dl and we got the final result as I. So we proved that the integral H dot dl along the closed path is equal to the direct current which is enclosed by the closed path. To apply the Ampere's circuital law. This is the first step. Consider a closed path. The closed path must be preferably symmetrical. Okay, it has to enclose the direct current I. We call this as the Amperian path. Now consider a differential length dl. This may vary depending upon the coordinate system used. If we are using the Cartesian coordinate system, the differential length will be either dx, dy or dz. If it is the cylindrical coordinate system, we have d rho, d phi or dz. So next we need to identify the symmetry and find in which direction the magnetic field intensity is existing. Then we need to find the dot product H dot dl and find the integral or closed integral of H dot dl and equate it to the current I enclosed by that path. So these are all the steps how to apply the Ampere's circuital law. So Ampere's circuital law, by using this we can find the magnetic flux density and magnetic field intensity for various charge distributions such as infinite line charge, infinite sheet charge, etc. So these are some of the applications. This finds applications in electromagnets, motors, generators, transformers and many such things. So one application we'll see in finding the magnetic field intensity due to infinite long straight conductor. So we'll consider this infinitely long straight conductor which is placed along the z-axis. So this is the z-axis. You can see this is an infinite long straight conductor. It is aligned along the z-axis between minus infinity to plus infinity, and it is carrying a direct current of I. We'll consider an Amperian closed path. This is the Amperian closed path which is enclosing the conductor. And we'll also consider a point P at which we need to find the magnetic field intensity. So we'll consider the radius of this path as r. So we'll write the expression for H. Now here we need to take the differential length along the a phi direction. So H will be equal to H phi into a phi. So dl is the differential length along the angle phi. So this in cylindrical coordinate system we write it as r into d phi into a phi. Next we need to take the dot product of H and dl. So H dot dl is equal to H phi into a phi dot r into d phi into a phi. Now here dot product of a phi and a phi is equal to 1. So here we get H phi into r into d phi. Now here we need to apply the Ampere's circuital law. So according to Ampere's circuital law, the closed integral of H dot dl is equal to I. So in place of this H dot dl, here we got H phi into r into d phi. So write integral of H phi into r into d phi between the limits 0 to 2 pi and equate this to I. Here H phi and r are constant terms. So we can put these terms outside the integral and integrate only this term, that is d phi. So H phi into r integral of d phi between the limits 0 to 2 pi is equal to I. Now integral of d phi we get it as phi, then apply the upper and lower limits, we get 2 pi minus 0, that is 2 pi. So here we get H phi into r into 2 pi is equal to I, or H phi is equal to, take r and 2 pi this side, we get H phi is equal to I divided by 2 pi r. So H at the point P is equal to, because this is along the phi axis, we write H phi into a phi, that is also equal to I divided by 2 pi r into a phi amperes per meter. So if you compare this equation with the magnetic field intensity due to an infinitely long straight conductor, it is the same equation as that we got with by using the other Biot-Savart law or the Ampere's circuital law. So here we are using the application of Ampere's circuital law to find the magnetic field intensity. So this is the same equation we got by using the other method also. So by using this Ampere's circuital law, we can find the magnetic field intensity and the magnetic flux density for an infinite long straight conductor or a finite conductor or an infinite sheet of charge or a finite sheet of charge, and many more. So this is one of the application I have shown in this session. Okay, that's all. Thank you.